My dear students, now we need to compare advantages and disadvantages of external recruitment sources. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? And then you have to compare both advantages and disadvantages to choose the recruitment method. First of all, advantages of external recruitment. First and the most bigger advantage is the pool of talent is bigger. If you are relying only on internal recruitment methods, then you would not be able to get a bigger pool of talent because you are relying only on your internal employees. But if you would consider the employees from outside the organization, then the pool of your talent would be more bigger. And if the pool of the talent would be bigger, it would be much better for you to select best qualified applicants for your job position. Second advantage, new insight, knowledge, and skills can be introduced into the organization. Each and every organization is looking for fresh blood, is looking for new blood. And new insight and knowledge and skills are very important to the organization. If you would just look into the internal recruitment methods, you would not get new knowledge and skills and abilities. But if you would get hiring from outside of the organization, you may have a big chance to get best knowledge, skills, and abilities for your organization. So it's better to use external recruitment method if you are looking for new skills and knowledge for your organization. Number third, it is often cheaper and easier to hire employees from outside the organization because outside the organization, bigger pool of talent is available. And if you would get advertisement, if you would go for employee referral, if you would go for walk-ins, you can get more number of applicants, and it is easier to get more number of applicants if you are using external recruitment method. Number 4, advantage. Outside employees are not members of existing groups. Dear students, as you know that in each and every organizations, there are some existing groups. There are some lobbies. So if you would hire people from outside of the organization, these employees, outside employees, would not be the member of existing groups, and they would not lead to more political issues in the organization. In addition to the advantages, there are several disadvantages of external recruitment method. First disadvantage, attracting and selecting a new employee is more difficult. Because it is a new employee, you don't know anything about that person. So if you want to attract them to your organization and you go through a different selection procedures, it is quite difficult to judge the person, to judge the new employee. So this is one of the difficulty to attract and select new employees. So it can be one of the disadvantage that if you would not focus on a selection procedure in the proper way, if you would not go for a better employment checks, you may select wrong employees to your organization, and it can be disadvantage to your organization. Number 2, new employee adjustment or orientation takes longer. It is very natural. If you would hire someone from outside of the organization, she would take more time to be the part of organization. Minimum orientation time can be 3 to 6 months. After 3 to 6 months, he can understand the organization in the best possible manner. So new employee adjustment in the organization and their orientation to the organization may take longer than internal employees, because internal employees are already know the organization, and they can adjust very easily. They can orient themselves very easily as compared to the external employees. Number 3, morale may suffer among existing employees who have been passed over. Sometime in the competition, you may hire external person for your organization, and the morale of the internal employees can go down if he would not be able to promote to the next level because of someone from outside of the organization. So it can be a disadvantage. And number 4, an employee may be selected whose performance is below the standard required or whose personality does not match with the organizational culture. Sometimes you hire people from outside of your organization whose performance are not aware of you. So you are not aware of the performance of that person for hiring for your own particular organization. So you may select whose performance is below the standard required for your organization. And another very common disadvantage, that whose personality does not match with organizational culture. Because through the hiring procedure, sometimes you cannot judge the personality in the best possible way, and you may hire an employee whose personality would not match with organizational culture, and that can be one of the disadvantages of hiring external employee. So if you are hiring people from outside of the organization or inside of the organization, both have some advantages and some disadvantages. So being a recruiter, you need to weigh the advantages and disadvantages, and you have to choose the most appropriate recruitment methods to fill your job vacancy in your organization.